Hi and welcome to the channel. And first up, apologies for the lack of videos and content recently, and also on our Facebook page, lack of updates and that's been going on. This is due to the fact that I suffer with a back problem. Regular viewers will know that early part of this year and that I was struggling with my back, and it has come back with a vengeance this past sort of 3 months. Our last 3 live streams that we've done, I was sat there throughout the stream and a lot of discomfort and a lot of pain, and I was sort of dosed up with a lot of painkillers and that doing those streams. Now obviously people would say, why do them? Well, I'm the sort of person, once I commit to doing something, I've said to someone I would do something on a certain day. I'm a bit old fashioned, I don't like letting people down, so I proceeded and continued to do those streams. But at the moment we've taken a pause because I'm saying it's back with a vengeance, and not sleeping very well, and so yes, as I say, sitting to do painting or any hobbying and that is difficult. Some days are good, don't get me wrong, some days I've had good days and some days are bad days, so I'm just at the moment, hopefully I can get it sorted out or somebody can find out what it is. But that's that. But that just doesn't stop us doing some hobby when we can. So on the painting desk at the moment we have Mel's busy doing up a Nagash model, and I was going to put it on to sort of affix it. At the moment it's a bit loose. We'll affix it to this 3D terrain piece and that, which I think will look really cool. Looks like it is sort of like coming up over the ruins and that, and sort of very have a lot of presence on the table. We like the one-page rules Age of Fantasy game, and this is going to be part of hopefully our 6 days of Christmas that we're going to be doing between Christmas and the New Year. Six games, a game each day, different sort of game systems and that, and hopefully, touch wood, back proceeding, it will allow us to show us that on obviously YouTube or our Facebook page. But this is a model for one of the games that we'll be playing. She'll be using her Nighthaunt army for that, and Jamie and I are going to be using a coalition, so it'll be my Stormcast alongside his Cities of Sigmar and Caradron force, again for the one-page rules. Really good. So yeah, so this will look really cool. I think, you know, I think got quite a bit of presence, and that once it's all put together, sort of the figure itself is only half glued together, half made, but it's just to try and get some idea of a terrain piece that it will look good on and that. So again, if you imagine that sort of pinned on there, look really cool. So that's that for the moment. So up next then is a AWI 28mm Sharp Practice force we're putting together for, again, part of our 6 days of Christmas that we're hopefully going to get around to doing. And this is based on the forces that are in the actual rule book itself. The British contingent has already been built and painted. I've done them some years ago. And again, the continental force that we were doing, started them, stopped them. So we thought, let's get them back out, get it finished off so we can get a game in at Christmas. The era we're sort of looking at doing is the 1775 through to 1777. So you're looking at Concord and Lexington, Bunker Hill, and some of the actions and that are around the New York. Now I particularly like that sort of part of the period and that of the American War of Independence. It's because, again, I don't know if you've ever seen I think it was on one of the streaming platforms, there was a series called Washington Spies. And again, it was based on his spy ring that he had around the New York, well, all over to be quite honest. But it was really interesting, and that sort of captured my imagination. So I sort of dug deeper and read into it a little bit more about the historical accuracy and that of the series and everything. So yeah, hopefully sort of the actions and that we're doing, the games we'll be playing will be based around that. So up first then we have some, again, some of these are finished, some of these have just got washes and highlights to do, but let's give you some of these. These are sort of your militia, come sort of Minutemen, that type of thing, type of troops, and that in the game. So you've got sort of there's 2 groups of 10 figures there. So again, I'll sort of show you a view of these. Yeah, and they're pretty cool. All the basing will be done once the army is complete, once the force is complete, like I did with the British. And I'll get round to showing you the British and that once these are all completed. These ones need their final highlights and that on them to finish these off, but these just have their washes, base coats and washes done at the moment. So again, just to show you some of the styles and that we use. If you actually look through, the palette we've used is quite similar, and we sort of basically about 4 or 5 colours, and we just varied it up a little bit to give it some variation. Again, these just have the washes on, so again, these need the highlighting, and then do the faces and the flesh tones and bits and pieces and all the highlights on the rest of the uniforms. Like I said, there's 2 groups of those, 2 groups of 10, look really cool. These are Wargames Foundry miniatures, Again, designed by the Perrys years ago. And again, they fit in with the Perry models, because I'll show you those in a second. The two groups at the back are Perry miniatures. So yeah, really, really good. So that's those. Put those to one side for the moment. Up there. And then these guys are Perry miniatures, as I said. And these are obviously in hunting shirts. So let's give you a few of those. Really, really nice miniatures on there. As I said, let's get a figure in a minute. Just a figure there, look. And side by side, fitting quite nicely on the table. So that's that. See one of these. Again, really, really nice sculpts and that. Paint themselves really. All different sort of coloured hunting shirts and that. And you sort of researching that, the sort of dyes and that they would use. So really, really nice and cool. And then here's his leader, maybe a sergeant, leading them on. It's a really nice sculpt, this one. Really cool, so I like those. So that's a group of hunting shirt with rifles. And then next up then, just got an ordinary group of continental skirmishers. So again, these are just literally just starting to put the base tones out on these. These are again Perry miniatures and some foundries. And this is actually a mix of foundry and some Perrys and that. So again, really cool. So yeah, just normal continental militia to add into these. So yeah, they'll get around to getting these finished off, and then that'll be a nice little force. We've also, to go with this force, there is 3 groups of 8 figures of state line or continental line troops, and they're already done. They're in the box and that out of the way. Again, once the force is all together, I'll give you a good showcase and that show you both forces, the British and the Continentals. So up next then we have our Crusades project that we've been working on. This we started, you remember the last update video I'd done, we talked about starting the Crusade, building up from the period between the First Crusade and the Second Crusade, the sort of rise of the military orders and the expansion going out into creating different sort of kingdoms and a wider regions. And obviously all the bandit raiding that was going on from the various other sort of Saracens and other sort of Christian groups as well. So again, this project we sort of really excited to get into, but we had to put a pause to it as we were kindly asked would we do some work with Great Escape Games with the launch of Dead Man's Hand Redux, which, as again, if you've seen from the videos on our channel and that, you would have already seen what we've done. There is some I can let you know at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that regarding Great Escape Games and some miniatures, so hold fire on that. But yeah, so we put a pause to this and we will get back to this project in the new year. We do plan to do a sort of a largish game around Easter time next year, so again we'll be back on full-on schedule with this. But up until that point, this is what we've got done. So you've got 4 groups of infantry and that in front of you, a skirmisher group, a light spearman group, an archer group, and a crossbow unit. Now these, I thought we'd get these all painted up in sort of generic sort of colours and that attire, crusader types of the region and that. Again, sort of picking a palette. So if you look, the actual palette that we've used, there's 3, 4, 5 colours in there, but again mixed out around all the miniatures and that to give you that sort of sense of variety as well in the units, as well as obviously overall. The shields and that on these guys are from Little Big Men Studios. These just need a little bit of a highlight and touch up, and then like with all our projects and that we do all the base in, everything at the end once all the miniatures are done. That way it keeps consistency, because I'm not being funny, I'm not very good at keeping consistency when doing base in. I'm a bit sort of OCD about it as well. But that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, these are really, really good fun. So I'm just getting to show you some what we've done. So again, this is a little skirmisher unit. These are all miniatures are Gripping Beast, and they're lovely little character miniatures, and I do like them, that metal figures. This is from their, I think it's their pilgrims. They do packs, couple of packs they do, and they sort of come with pitchforks and that sort of thing, and sort of various sort of hand weapons and that. So I thought, nah, just take them out, put some spears in their hands, and they can be my skirmishers and that going forward. Just show a couple of these for the minute. Again, really nice sculpts, really nice miniatures. Again, all these need varnishing. So again, yeah, varnishing and sort of a final sort of touch up and that here and there, and that. So going forward. But yeah, really nice, really sort of ragtag, sort of some older guys and younger guys and that in there on the march to Jerusalem. So that's those. And the light spear unit. And again, these are really nice. Again, the sort of muted tones and that. Oops, yeah, so saying that shine on there, so it needs to be sort of dulled down with a bit of matte varnish. Okay, so all these need to be varnished anyway. Yeah, so the sort of the muted tones and that all the way through the force. And again, sort of looking at sort of books and colour plates and that I've seen of artists' impressions and that, and reading about the colours and the dyes and that would be out there. These guys are sort of imagined that they've sort of either they're the older guys that are still there from the First Crusade, or they've have families, have settled in the area and are in families, and this is their like younger sons or the sons going off to join up sort of thing. But this is how I imagine it to be, and the colours used. See, I sort of think, well, it's going to be very similar to what the Saracens sort of, you know, let's say the Arab forces and the Saracens and that, the Turks and the Armenians and that would use themselves as well. So trying to keep everything sort of consistent in colour tones and that within the settings. So again, he's a little bit of touching up and that here and there once we done the matte varnish on them. So really cool. Again, just some different sort of looks and that. I mean, LBM, Little Big Men Studios shield transfers and that are always good. Yeah, you can't fault them really. I've not had any troubles with those at all. And over the back here then we have a archer unit. Again, let's just get one of these. Again, Lion Rampant, 12 figures in a unit. And so yeah, 12 archers. Really cool. Again, all the tones, if you look at the tones we've used, they're all the same all the way through the whole units and that. Obviously, once we come on to the military orders and that, so I'll be doing a small force to add into this for the Hospitallers and for the Templars. So again, that'll be quite nice. And obviously they'll be different as well. So this just gives the Crusader forces a little bit of colour. I've got some banners and that I'm going to be putting on and dotting around through the army as we go. And yeah, so I think it'll look really, really nice with those added in. Again, some of these guys here. Yeah, just painted his helmet cover over the top there. Yeah, it's really nice. And over the back here then we have the crossbowman. Again, once again, similar colour palette used. Just keeps it simple. You know, there's no point sort of mixing up all loads of different sort of variations in colours and that. Just keep it all simple. Makes it quicker, paint them up quicker and get them on the table and that, you know, and yeah, look really, really nice. Yeah, nice sculpts. I do like Gripping Beast miniatures. I always have done. They are just like little characters, like, you know, and it's just like really funny. I mean, look at that. He's really, really cool. I do like that. So again, it's on those there. Like I said, so there we have it, and guys, that's 4 units for the Crusaders, and I've got several more to do. So if you enjoy seeing those, so again, put a like down the bottom if you do, and comment and see let me know what you think to them. So that is it for the moment. I have got another video to do at some point soon, so keep an eye out. Now, I did mention in the video that we will be doing some work with Great Escape Games. Now, eagle-eyed viewers amongst you had seen our live chat with Great Escape Games announcing the launch of Dead Man's Hand Redux. Would have noticed I've shown off some figures in there. Not only did I show off the special characters that was a part of the Kickstarter that they were doing, there was also a new faction I've shown you. So they were kindly left them with us, and we've painted them up, and we were just waiting for the go ahead when we can release those miniatures out for you guys to see. So keep an eye out on the channel, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications, and that way you will be notified when that video goes live. And I'd say these are probably some of my favourite miniatures out of the whole range. They've got a lovely, lovely colourful past as well. And a huge thank you to Aled Roberts, a shout out to Aled Roberts, subscriber to the channel and follower of our Facebook page. He sort of asked how I was going on because he hadn't seen me for a while or heard from us from a while. So again, thanks for reaching out, Aled. Do appreciate that, mate. It goes a long way. Hope you guys are all doing well also. Love the projects you're doing. Keep them coming, guys. gives me some inspiration and that while I'm sort of led on me back on the floor in the living room. But yeah, so yeah, thanks for all of that, guys. And until next time, hope you're all staying safe, guys, and keep up the good work, and happy wargaming.